Hey, welcome back to the workshop. The first thing you may notice is today we're not in my workshop. I'm up here in northern Michigan with Kade Swenor from Whitehawk Forgeworks. And today we're going to be looking at how he makes a knife. So man, tell us a little bit about what we're going to get into today.
Today we're going to take a piece of spring steel and make a knife. So we'll be throwing it in the forge and running it on the grinder, getting it cleaned up, doing the heat treat, and getting a handle on it. And we should be all set.
All right, cool. Well, let's get started.
All right.
All right, so while Kade's busy working, I'm going to go ahead and narrate you through what's going on here. Today he'll be making a knife out of a piece of leaf spring, which should be 5160 steel. If you want to move a lot of hot metal quickly, you can always use a bigger hammer. The first thing to do here is get this piece of steel hot in the forge, and then take it over to the anvil and draw out the tang. After the tang has been drawn out, the next thing to do is move over to the blade side of the knife and hammer in the bevels. I should point out that here Kade is trying to hammer the bevels into the knife rather than pinch the edge bevels out. This technique helps to prevent the blade from becoming banana-shaped as the bevels are forged in. After forging is complete, the knife then moves over to the belt grinder for final shaping and cleanup. Depending on how well forging went, this step could involve a little grinding or a lot of grinding. After grinding is complete, now it's time to get this knife hardened and tempered. The blade is heated to critical temperature in the forge, and then quenched in a bucket of preheated motor oil. The knife comes out of the oil quench pretty dirty, but this is easily cleaned up with a few handfuls of old sawdust. After the oil quench, hardening is complete. If everything has went well, at this point the knife should be hard enough that a file skates right over the surface. After hardening, the knife now needs to be tempered. This is done by heating it in the toaster oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 cycles of 2 hours each. After this is done, we should be left with a blade that is hard enough to take a good sharp edge, but also springy and tough to serve as a good hard-working tool. After heat treatment is complete, the knife is brought up to about a 600 grit polish on the big contact wheel and the slack belt. Grinding on the slack belt also serves to bring the knife blade up to a broad convex edge. Convex grind knives are often thought to offer a good compromise between blade strength and slicing ability. Once grinding is complete, the blade is then brought up to its final mirror polish on the buffing wheel. Now the blade is complete, and it's time to move on to making the handle. This knife has a hidden tang, so the handle will have to be drilled out and carefully fitted. This knife will have a handle made of curly maple wood, with a front bolster made of buffalo horn. Now the rough handle is all glued up. Even though this is a 5-minute curing epoxy, the knife is still going to be left clamped up and set aside for several hours. After the epoxy is firmly set, now the final shaping of the knife handle can begin. This part of the handle shaping is largely guided by eye and by feel. The idea here is to take off just enough wood, but not too much. The trick is to go slow and be careful. After the handle shaping is complete, the buffalo horn bolster is polished up on the buffing wheel. Next, Kade coats the entire handle of the knife with a thick layer of ebony minwax wood stain. This wood stain is allowed to soak into the handle for a couple of minutes, after which the excess is wiped off with a cloth, and then the entire handle is buffed on the wheel one final time.
What do you think, man? That about does it?
Turned out really good. It's not too bad for doing it the way you did it. And it's another awesome knife. So we got a spring steel blade here. This is water buffalo, and this is a curly maple that I like to use. This is a great working knife. This will be basically an everyday carry for me. And even though I haven't put it to a stone yet, it's probably sharp enough to shave with. I'd say so. It's pretty impressive there. Well, hand making anything is important. You can go anywhere and buy something that's stamped out by the thousands. But if you're going to carry something that you're going to depend on, or that it has meaning to you, or any significant, relationship, I think there should be some physical contribution to it versus just being stamped out by the thousands. Every single piece of this knife I've touched, I made myself. And these were all chunks of something, and these were all touched, looked after, and there was thought and care put into every piece of this. These aren't just handmade knives that I make. These are heirlooms. These knives, if taken care of, even if they're not taken care of, will last thousands of years.